Picture this. You're standing at a red light, heart racing from a tough conversation, and a single breath decides whether you lose or quietly win. What if winning in any situation isn't about control, but about clarity? Here's the paradox. You can't stop the storm, but you can master the sail. In the next minutes, you'll learn a field-tested way, drawn from Buddhist teachings, Buddhist wisdom, and Buddhist mindfulness, to walk into chaos without being owned by it. No fluff, one intention, one breath, one precise move on the Noble Eightfold Path that you can use before the light turns green. Now, let's cut straight to value. If you've ever felt cornered by deadlines, opinions, or your own looping thoughts, this is your exit door. Through simple Zen meditation and Vipassana meditation techniques, we'll turn pressure into presence. Through short Dharma talk-style breakdowns and Buddhist monks' teachings, you'll see why never losing means aligning with causes and conditions, not forcing outcomes. We'll translate the Four Noble Truths into everyday choices: what you say, what you don't say, and how you stay steady when the script flips. Here's the promise. This isn't theory you shelve. It's daily Buddhist practice you can test today. 3 breaths, 1 clean intention, 1 kind action. We'll lean on Buddhist philosophy without jargon, using Buddhist stories and parables as guardrails, so even Buddhism for beginners can move with confidence. By the end, you'll have a pocket method to face conflict, uncertainty, and change, and still feel grounded in Buddhist spirituality. Ready to redefine winning from the inside out? Let's step in, gently but boldly. Forgiveness as liberation. Let's be clear, forgiveness isn't saying it's fine. It's dropping the hot coal that's burning your own hand. In Buddhist teachings, anger locks you in. The other person walks free. With Buddhist mindfulness as your compass and Buddhist wisdom as your map, you notice the tightness, breathe, and loosen it right now. This is practical Buddhist life lessons you can test before the kettle whistles. Through Zen meditation and Vipassana meditation, you watch the inner movie without skipping the hard scenes. You see the wound, the storyline, the ego trying to win, and you choose compassion anyway. In Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, simple Buddhist stories and parables make this feel doable. As daily Buddhist practice, we train, notice, feel, release, again and again. In Buddhist philosophy, forgiveness breaks the karma loop of reactivity. Metta, loving kindness, softens the heart. Space returns. Breath deepens. For Buddhism for beginners and seasoned seekers in Buddhist spirituality, it aligns with the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path without overthinking it. And once you drop the coal, your palm is free to choose the next move, perhaps to live living with intention. You don't need a 5-year plan, you need a 5-breath plan. With Buddhist mindfulness, you ask, what actually matters today? In Buddhist teachings, purpose isn't a slogan, it's a direction your feet can follow. We use Buddhist wisdom to cut noise, then take 1 clean step on the Noble Eightfold Path. Start simple, morning kettles and micro choices. A minute of Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation lets you see the fork in the road. Choose words, tasks, and people that match your values. That's daily Buddhist practice. In Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, you'll hear this framed as skillful means. Do what frees the heart. For Buddhism for beginners, think compass over calendar. Buddhist philosophy says intention plants the seed, action waters it, attention pulls the weeds. Let Buddhist stories and parables remind you. Tiny aims compound into character. These Buddhist life lessons make meaning feel tangible. And soon, intention spills into generosity. Cultivating generosity. Generosity isn't just money, it's time, attention, patience, and the benefit of the doubt. In Buddhist teachings, this is dana, the first move that loosens the fist. With Buddhist mindfulness, you notice where you're tight and soften there. These are real Buddhist life lessons you can test in the checkout line or group chat. Try a micro gift, a kind message, a quiet chore, a calm reply. Buddhist wisdom says giving dismantles the ego's scarcity story, and joy leaks in. Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings keep it simple. Give a little, give often. In daily Buddhist practice, We let Zen meditation and Vipassana meditation tune us to what others need. Buddhist philosophy frames generosity as training for freedom. Less me, more we. For Buddhism for beginners, start where you stand. Consistency beats grand gestures. Let Buddhist stories and parables show how small kindness scales into trust. As Buddhist spirituality matures, giving clarifies the mirror, inviting honest self-reflection next. Self-reflection. Self-reflection isn't navel-gazing. It's switching on the light in a cluttered room. With Buddhist mindfulness, you watch thoughts like clouds instead of climbing aboard everyone. In Buddhist teachings, seeing clearly beats judging harshly. Awareness first, verdict later, or never. These Buddhist life lessons turn, "Why am I like this?" into, "Oh, that's what's happening." Sit for 5 minutes of Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation and just notice patterns. Which stories repeat? Which triggers hijack your day? Buddhist wisdom suggests we label gently, thinking, planning, comparing. Then let them pass. In daily Buddhist practice, that soft naming loosens the knot faster than willpower ever could. Buddhist philosophy points out the illusion of a fixed self. You're a process, not a statue. Through Dharma talks, Buddhist monks' teachings, and Buddhist stories and parables, we learn to meet experience with curiosity. For Buddhism for beginners, this isn't abstract, it's practical. Fewer blind reactions, more skillful choices on the Noble Eightfold Path and Four Noble Truths. And as the mirror clears, balance becomes possible. Hello, equanimity. Equanimity. Equanimity isn't apathy, it's poise in motion, like a surfer reading waves instead of fighting the ocean. With Buddhist mindfulness, you feel the rise and fall without clinging to the high or panicking at the low. In Buddhist teachings, balance comes from seeing impermanence clearly, moment by moment. These Buddhist life lessons make calm a skill, not a mood swing. Try this in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. When pleasure shows up, enjoy without gripping. When pain appears, breathe without bracing. Buddhist wisdom says both states pass, so we practice staying steady in the middle. Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings translate this into daily moves. Pause, name, allow. As daily Buddhist practice, we ride the wave rather than argue with water. In Buddhist philosophy, equanimity protects intention on the Noble Eightfold Path and clarifies the Four Noble Truths in real time. For Buddhism for beginners, think even mind, warm heart, calm without going cold. Buddhist spirituality matures when we can hold joy and sorrow with the same gentle hands. From here, a quiet power emerges, the kind that looks a lot like patience. Patience as strength. Patience isn't passive, it's disciplined kindness toward time. With Buddhist mindfulness, you notice the urge to rush, and you don't bite the hook. In Buddhist teachings, we train a long view. Causes ripen when they're ready, not when we snap our fingers. These Buddhist life lessons make patience a power move, not a personality trait. Practice in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. Feel restlessness in the body. Label it gently. Stay. Buddhist wisdom says every itch to react is a classroom. Through Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, we learn that steady attention changes outcomes more than force. As daily Buddhist practice, one composed breath guards the next wise choice. In Buddhist philosophy, patience aligns intention on the Noble Eightfold Path and illuminates the Four Noble Truths. Craving rushes, clarity waits. For Buddhism for beginners, think slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Buddhist spirituality matures when we trust cause and effect without gripping the clock, as Buddhist stories and parables often show. And once time stops bullying you, it's easier to loosen the real bully, the ego we're about to let go of. Letting go of ego. Ego isn't evil, it's just loud. With Buddhist mindfulness, you catch the me-first script before it hijacks the scene. In Buddhist teachings, humility isn't self-erasure, it's right-sizing, seeing your place in a wider web. These Buddhist life lessons turn defensiveness into curiosity and relief. Sit in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation and watch the craving to be right, praised, or in control. Buddhist wisdom suggests we name these drives kindly, then let them pass. Through Dharma talks, Buddhist monks' teachings, and Buddhist stories and parables, we learn to bow, not to shrink, but to connect. As daily Buddhist practice, we ask, what serves freedom here, not my image? In Buddhist philosophy, ego-clinging breeds separation. Release restores belonging on the Noble Eightfold Path. For Buddhism for beginners, try 3 moves. Pause, soften the chest, listen fully. Buddhist spirituality matures when we trade status for sincerity and outcomes for alignment with the 4 Noble Truths. And once the grip loosens, we're ready for life's constant teacher, change itself, arriving right on cue, embracing change. Change isn't the enemy, resisting it is. With Buddhist mindfulness, you feel the ground shift and choose to surf, not sink. In Buddhist teachings, impermanence isn't a threat, it's a doorway we walk through daily. These Buddhist life lessons turn why me into what's the wise response now? Practice in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. Notice beginnings, middles, endings, breath after breath. Buddhist wisdom reframes disruption as training, flexibility over stubbornness, curiosity over panic. Through Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, we learn skillful means. Adjust the sail, not the wind. As daily Buddhist practice, we update our actions along the Noble Eightfold Path in real time. In Buddhist philosophy, change exposes clinging and confirms the 4 Noble Truths without drama. For Buddhism for beginners, think of life as a river. Step in, feel, adapt, continue. Buddhist spirituality matures when we meet transitions with soft shoulders and steady eyes, as in Buddhist stories and parables. And the more we befriend change, the more we crave not certainty, but understanding itself. Wisdom is next. Seeking wisdom. Wisdom isn't a trivia trophy. It's how you move when no one's watching. In Buddhist teachings, knowing about the path isn't the same as walking it. With Buddhist mindfulness, you test insights in real life. School run, inbox, traffic light. These Buddhist life lessons turn ideas into muscle. Fewer blind reactions, more skillful choices. Sit in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation and let questions breathe. Buddhist wisdom ripens when you balance study with felt experience. Through Dharma talks, Buddhist monks' teachings, and Buddhist stories and parables, the heart gets the point faster than the head. As daily Buddhist practice, we try 1 clear step on the Noble Eightfold Path, then watch the results. In Buddhist philosophy, real understanding shows up as less clinging and kinder speech, right here. For Buddhism for beginners, keep it simple. Read a page, sit 5 minutes, apply 1 thing. Buddhist spirituality matures when the 4 Noble Truths aren't quotes but compass. And as clarity deepens, the next question appears naturally. What can we release to move freely? Perhaps attachment. Detachment. Detachment isn't coldness, it's warm clarity. In Buddhist teachings, we loosen the grip on outcomes so life can breathe again. With Buddhist mindfulness, you notice craving arrive, peak, and fade, like a wave that doesn't need chasing. These Buddhist life lessons teach you to hold things lightly so you can love them rightly. Practice in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. Label wanting, fearing, fixing, then let them pass. Buddhist wisdom reframes success. Show up fully. Release the scoreboard. Through Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, we learn that letting go isn't losing, it's precision. As daily Buddhist practice, unclench the jaw, soften the chest, choose the next kind action. In Buddhist philosophy, detachment lines up with the Noble Eightfold Path and clarifies the 4 Noble Truths in daily time. For Buddhism for beginners, try this micro move. Enjoy the moment without promising it forever. Buddhist spirituality deepens when Buddhist stories and parables reveal that freedom is a lighter backpack. And once the pack is lighter, you'll notice something surprising. Joy that arises from within. Joy from within. Joy isn't a prize at the finish line. It's a quiet warmth you can cultivate now. In Buddhist teachings, happiness grows from causes, gratitude, kindness, presence, not from luck. With Buddhist mindfulness, you catch small good moments and let them land. These Buddhist life lessons make contentment a practice, not a fluke. Sit with Zen meditation, or Vipassana meditation and breathe gently through the chest. Buddhist wisdom suggests we plant seeds, appreciative attention, generous assumptions, soft eyes. In Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, loving kindness is taught as trainable joy. As daily Buddhist practice, we repeat short phrases and feel microwaves of ease. In Buddhist philosophy, inner joy aligns with the Noble Eightfold Path and clarifies the Four Noble Truths. Less craving, more spaciousness. For Buddhism for beginners, keep it simple. Name 3 good things, help 1 person, savor 1 breath. Buddhist spirituality and Buddhist stories and parables show how shared happiness multiplies. And when joy stabilizes inside, it naturally spills outward, toward compassion, our next step. Compassion. Compassion isn't pity, it's courage with soft hands. In Buddhist teachings, you train the heart to recognize same pain, same wish to be free. With Buddhist mindfulness, you notice tightness around others' flaws and breathe space into it. These Buddhist life lessons turn conflict into a chance to connect without collapsing. Try Tonglen with Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. Breathe in someone's struggle, breathe out relief. Buddhist wisdom says empathy widens options, reactivity shrinks them. In Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, compassion is practical. Listen fully, speak cleanly, help concretely. As daily Buddhist practice, ask, what eases suffering here on the Noble Eightfold Path? In Buddhist philosophy, compassion clarifies the Four Noble Truths. We all meet dukkha, so none of us is other. For Buddhism for beginners, start small. 1 sincere check-in, 1 non-defensive reply. Buddhist spirituality and Buddhist stories and parables show how a single kind act ripples through a life. And when compassion deepens, it prepares us to face the largest teacher of all. Impermanence, arriving in every breath. Impermanence. Impermanence isn't a threat. It's the user manual of reality. In Buddhist teachings, everything moves, moods, seasons, identities, even our best stories. With Buddhist mindfulness, you feel beginnings and endings as natural rhythms, not personal insults. These Buddhist life lessons swap panic for presence and soften the fear of loss. Practice with Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. Track a single breath, arise, peak, fade. Buddhist wisdom shows how clinging turns change into suffering. Loosening turns it into flow. Through Dharma talks, Buddhist monks' teachings, and Buddhist stories and parables, we learn to bow to what comes and goes. As daily Buddhist practice, we meet change with steady eyes on the Noble Eightfold Path. In Buddhist philosophy, impermanence illuminates the Four Noble Truths in real time. Craving hardens, acceptance frees. For Buddhism for beginners, start small. Notice how a craving shifts when watched kindly. Buddhist spirituality matures when we let moments pass through without gripping or pushing. And as we make peace with passing time, the heart naturally turns toward what endures in feeling. Gratitude, quietly waiting next. Gratitude. Gratitude isn't denial, it's accurate seeing. In Buddhist teachings, appreciation trains the mind to notice what's already working. With Buddhist mindfulness, you catch ordinary blessings, clean water, a steady chair, a kind text, and let them land. These Buddhist life lessons turn comparison into contentment you can feel in your ribs. Try a 60-second inventory in Zen meditation or Vipassana meditation. 3 breaths, 3 thanks. Buddhist wisdom reframes success as cause and condition, not just hustle. Through Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, we learn gratitude as a muscle. Light reps daily. As daily Buddhist practice, we thank effort, interdependence, and the chance to try again. In Buddhist philosophy, gratitude supports the Noble Eightfold Path and clarifies the Four Noble Truths. Less craving, more ease. For Buddhism for beginners, write 1 honest thank you and read 1 Buddhist stories and parables that widens your view. Buddhist spirituality deepens when enough becomes a sensation, not a slogan. And once that inner warmth stabilizes, all strands begin to weave together, ready for integration. Integration. Integration is where the pieces click. In Buddhist teachings, forgiveness, intention, generosity, and the rest become one rhythm. With Buddhist mindfulness, you thread them through ordinary minutes, emails, traffic, bedtime. These Buddhist life lessons form a living map you can actually walk. Practice a simple circuit. Sit, Zen meditation, Vipassana meditation, act, one kind deed. Reflect, brief notes. Let Buddhist wisdom and Buddhist philosophy guide the next small adjustment. In Dharma talks and Buddhist monks' teachings, you'll hear it called continuous practice. As daily Buddhist practice, each strand steadies the others on the Noble Eightfold Path. For Buddhism for beginners, think of the Four Noble Truths as your compass and Buddhist spirituality as the journey. Let Buddhist stories and parables remind you, progress is quiet but cumulative. When these habits harmonize, life feels less like firefighting and more like clear weather. And with that clarity, we're ready to open the movie. Start strong with an introduction that sets the tone. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which idea landed hardest? Buddhist mindfulness in the heat of the moment, Zen meditation for calm, or the shift from craving to clarity in Buddhist teachings? Tell me in the comments how you'll test this today. One breath, one intention, one kind action. Your story might be the Buddhist life lessons someone else needs to read. Be bold. Share a time you thought you lost, but later saw it differently through Buddhist wisdom or a simple Vipassana meditation sit. What did you let go of? What did you keep? If you're new here, Buddhism for beginners welcome. Ask a question you want answered next. A short prompt helps everyone. I'm stuck with X. What's the next step on the Noble Eightfold Path? If this resonated, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Dharma talk style breakdown grounded in Buddhist philosophy, Four Noble Truths, and practical daily Buddhist practice. We'll keep weaving Buddhist monks' teachings and Buddhist stories and parables into tools you can use in real life. May your week be steady, kind, and spacious, rooted in Buddhist spirituality.